Hello guys, so as I said before, I'm going to post every Friday a video on Rhino Grasshopper that is which comes in a parametric series software series. So in this video, I'm just going to say you the brief definitions which you need to remember when you modeling in Rhino. So the previous video I just gave an intro of the series and some basic pressure. So let's recollect what I said before. So this is the command prompt, which is a great teacher of us, which is going to teach every command, and we are going to learn it from the command prompt. All the command, if you have any doubts, you need to read it properly so that you can use any command by yourself. That is the best point you need to note it. Like read the command prompt properly or one or two times when you use a command. Okay. So let's go in. Okay. So the base part. Okay, you can see this is tabs which gives you an access for your different viewports, which I said before, the shortcut, everything in the previous video. If you want to know the shortcut, go to the previous video to learn about the viewports. Okay, I'll just give the link to here. So on the base you have this option for grid snap, ortho planar, or snap, smart track, gumball. Okay, so grid snap, I just say about grid snap, ortho, snap, and gumball in this video. Other options I'll say while modeling different things. Okay, at that time if I say it will be helpful for you. So stay tuned and watch all the video. So the grid snap. So grid snap is like you can see grids over here. So I'm just taking a polygon or something. So you can see it's not like just turn off all the fun. You can see I just click the one. You can see all the points which I clicked randomly. It's been properly clicked on the grid intersection or the grid point. So that is said to be grid snap. If I off it and just do it right, you can see it's not a. The line is here, but it's been clicked around it. So it's up to you. If you want, you can turn it on, but usually I don't use it. I just want the randomization because the grid flow is and you can change the grid value. Go to the settings and you can change the count. You can change the count a distance between the minor grid spacing, so you can customize everything. So next is ortho. Ortho is a command which makes you to access only to 90 degrees. Like you can see 90 or the fixed degrees, like you can give 35. So it allows you to work in only the multiples of 35, maybe 35, then 70, then 105, some kind of multiples. It's up to you. And in OSnap, if I give right click and go into the settings, you have the option of degrees. Usually by default it has been 90, but it's up to you. You can customize according to yourself. So if you customize, I don't know, you just go to reset default. So reset default gives you all the options whenever you work on the settings. There will be always a restore default. So it's kind of a reset button. So it will be useful. And next one is OSnap. So OSnap, when I click OSnap, you can see there's a lot of options popping out here. So I just draw a line. Okay. So this is a line. So you can see when I try to draw another line. So when I click on this, you can see the nearest it shows a label called near. So and if I turn on the end, you can show this. It shows a label called end. So if I turn off the end, near, and maybe not, you can see it doesn't show any label, so it doesn't ping me. It's kind of, when you turn on this kind of things, it guides me that if I move my cursor over here, it automatically clicks on the end, so it will be perfect that the line is joined. But if I turn off and if I draw it, it looks like I am drawing a line on the point, but if I go and I have a closer look, the line is not proper. So that's why I always turn on the OSnap. So here the OSnap option is a little bit less compared to CAD, because in CAD you have around 15 OSnap command. That is too much because I used to turn off certain things, but here is it's generally what we need. So I just turn on everything. And the next is gumball. So when I select this, you can see a tricolor thing. I mean, a tricolor object appears. That's is said to be gumball. If you want, you can turn it on, turn it off. So gumball is a very useful tool, and you can see now this tricolor stuff in all the uh, 3D options. So the gumball helps you to do a lot of stuff. So before going into the gumball, you just see I'm just using my mouse to zoom in and zoom out to the object. When you right click the mouse button, like you can see the right click button, it gives you an orbit shape. So this is how I'm just rotating my viewport screen. Okay, it's like it allows you to orbit. Okay, and zoom in and zoom out. So let's go into the gumball. Okay, I'm just selecting this. I'm just turning on the gumball. So you can see a tricolor, like 3 different arrows. It's represent the the different axes, like X, Y, Z. Okay, different axes. You can see green, red, and blue is like Z axis, like the height. Green and red is the length, L into D something. So when I use this arrow, you can see I can move the element which is being selected or the object which is being selected in the axis which I am clicking the arrow. Like the arrow, you can move. If I use this arrow, it moves in this axis, that is Y axis. So it's up to you. So it is movable, yeah. But it's just a random move. Or it's like what if I need to do an exact move? You just click on the arrow, so it gives you another input value box, so you can give your value, so 4 meter something. So if I click on this and if you enter 4 meter, it moves 4 meter. So it is a great tool to use. For now, it's like maybe it will be weird to see this, but this gumball is so helpful. I'll just show you where to use it. And now you can see this is a small ball. You can see a small ball. So it just, when I drag this ball, it gives you an extrusion option. So it just extrude a line. That is, it just gives you an extrusion. It just I'm just extruding the line into surface using the gumball. I mean, pressing the ball. So let's wait. I just click the ball of the red arrow. So there's a lot of options. Okay. So you can see there is a rotate option. So it allows you to rotate in different axes. So I'm just registering the number. So when I select, so these gives you a rotate option, and you can see there is a small square in each or like each arrow's opposite side. When I select this, it allows you to scale in that axis. So you can see, so it allows me to scale in that axis, and usually controls that is the undo command. Yeah, like every software. So I'm just using the escape button. So to unselect it. Okay. So this is the major gumball usage. So I just select it and I'm just selecting it. So this is like this. So let's go into definition part. Like in Rhino, there is certain terminology, certain stuff you need to remember properly, which has a input value in Grasshopper also. Like Grasshopper is it's a canvas for Rhino. Okay, like Grasshopper allows you to do scriptural work. I mean, a scripted work of what Rhino elements is doing. So just a scripted work. So you need to have like this terminology in your mind and know a proper meaning or a clear meaning of this, so that when you do a model, it will be so helpful. In Rhino or Grasshopper, this terminology will be so helpful, and this you need to differentiate this. And if you know to differentiate the option which I am saying, then you will avoid a lot of errors. So the first thing is like this is set to be point. Okay, so what I did is I just selected this is asking for location of point object. I just give a location. So that's simple. So point like I don't most probably don't use in Rhino, but this point is so helpful in Grasshopper. So as like we used to use a lot. This point option is Grasshopper as vector form as well as a construction point. So if you don't know the difference, definitely wait for it. I'll just show you. I'll just post a video of Grasshopper also. After like 4 or 5 videos in Rhino, if I post a video in Grasshopper, it will be so like it will be understanding. I always prefer to learn the Rhino part first, then go for the Grasshopper. That's just a small suggestion in my experience. Okay, nothing personal. So I just delete this point. So this is like a point. So now let's go into curve. So I just click this option, and you will be asking, bro, you're just doing something and we don't know. Like I'm just showing this to know the meaning. The command is not like I'll tell you the command properly after you know the meaning. Okay, so I just draw some lines. So and I just take this. So you can see like what are the similarities between these two. Like these two are like fine. These two are lines. It's kind of a continuous line. Sometimes we used to call it as polygon. Okay, so I can see it's lines. Okay, and what is the difference between these two? Most of them are like usually say this is a curved line and this is a straight line or something. But in Rhino, the basic thing is like if I select this, you can see one open curve is being selected, and if I select this, one open curve is selected. According to Rhino, if it's a line is straight or it's curved, it both comes under the category called curve. So whatever 2D wireframe, 2D structure, it is comes under a category called curves. Okay, this is also a curve, this is also a curve according to Rhino. It's like generally we used to call when it's like it's not a straight line, we used to call it as a curve, but here that's not the concept. Okay, and when I select this, okay, curve, we got the like I just explained the definition. But what is this open? Like it shows open, it shows open, it shows closed. Okay, you could easily identify that the lines are not open. This is like a closed shape, so it shows closed. Yeah, it's obvious. But where is going to help? Like what is the necessity to know the option closed or open, or where this option is going to help us? Like this option is going to help you when you do an extrusion of your curve. So like when it's closed, like just for example, I'll just do an extrude curve. So when I extrude this, you can see it's a solid extrusion. Okay, you can see it's a solid extrusion. When I extrude this, you can see it's not solid because the curve is not closed, it's open. So yeah, it's easily visible, but when you do a complex model, at that time you can't see, or like at that time you can't zoom in and zoom out whether it's closed or not. So when you select the curve in the command prompt, it will be easily clear. It will be easily visible whether it's open or closed. So if it's open, you just need to look where the gap is being opened, so you can close it and make it in a proper solid extrusion. So at that point it will be so helpful. So this is the concept. When a curve is closed, then when you extrude it, you will get a proper solid. If it's not, then you get a poly surface, not a solid. So this is like, it gives you an open extrusion. It's been extruded, but it comes under open extrusion. Okay, so this is curves. So in curves, what are the options we have? Let's go. So these are the curves. Okay, so in curves you can see single line, polyline, line from midpoint, normal to surface, vertical to C-plane, line from 4 points, line bisector, line angle. So there are a lot of options. That's great. So but two major options is line. Okay, so this is a single input. Like I just give 2 points and there is a line drawn. Like wait, I'll just select line. It's asking for start of the line. I click it and it's asking for the end of the line. So the line is drawn. So I can take the command from here. I can use line type it and press enter, it's asked the same. So this is an one input value. Okay, so this is polyline. Polyline is a multiple input value. You can see I give multiple input. So when I select it, you can see it's an open curve, but it's a polyline. So you can see within a selection, all the segments like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's kind of a 8 lines joined together. So it is a one single line, but we use like it's a polyline where there is multiple input. Okay, so let's go into the line again. So when it's single input, you can see star line, but when you see there is a lot of options over here. So in single line, when I give both sides, I just click it. You can see the line has been drawn from the point which I get on the both sides. You can see it's been drawn on the both sides. So this is the option. This is a normal line. But when I give the option both line, this is the difference between both and thing and angular line. So it's asking for the start and the end of the baseline. Now it's asking for the angle. I just give 45. So the line is being drawn. So what I did is like I just give the baseline like this. So this is the baseline. Sorry, I just use angle option. So it's asking for the baseline. From this baseline, I want a 45-degree tilt. So you can see from that baseline, this is a 45-degree tilt. And now it's asking for the end of the line. Maybe you can give the second point over here, or you can type the value like 40 meters and press enter. You can see a 45-degree angle tilted a line is been created with a distance of 40. So this is how you create a line, and this is called vertical option. So this option will be so helpful. Okay, so vertical is like when I select it, so it automatically draw the line in the z-axis. So I just give vertical line. So I can ping wherever I want, but it automatically draws in z-axis. You can keep wherever you want, but it automatically draws here. So this is a great option, you know. When I do a 3D, you might know. Okay, and these are the options. I just give these options for you on your hand. You just explore it. If you don't get like if you don't know or if you don't get understand this option when you explore by yourself, just type it in the comment section. I'll just post the content on the next video. So it's kind of like just think it as a homework. So it makes you like it gives you some kind of interest so that you explore certain commands. So it's the same way. Just type it and it stays. Just try to read the command prompt. Just follow the command prompt. So the line is being drawn. So next is the curve line. Okay, so I just use this is control point curve. Okay, so when I select this point, you can see one curve point added to selection. Okay, if I select this point, one point added to selection. So what is the difference between the curve point and the point? So point is generally a point. Okay, it doesn't have any kind of it's just a point. So control point is a point which you give an input. So when I select this point and if I drag it alters the curve like this. So when I click this, you can see the control point. The shortcut for this is like F10 and F11. So F10 is a shortcut for showing control points, and F11 is a shortcut for show off the control points. Okay, so the control points allows you to adjust the curve. So this is an helpful thing. You can adjust it. So when I draw a line, just show it. You can see these two lines. So I just give 2 points. So in this I just use the F. And when I drag this, you can see. So this curve is being drawn between these 2 points, and these 2 points are being identified or defined by us. In the command prompt, it will show the start point and the end point that is defined by us. So then also after you defining also you can change the point position according to yourself. The line is also been changing according to that. So it's a great thing, like the control points allows you to redefine your value. So in this I'm just going to teach the basics too, that is interpolate points and curve point from curve. I mean control point from curve. Okay. So it's asking for start of the curve. I'm just giving the start of the curve. I'm just giving like point. The curve is created with the reference to the point. And this is interpolate curve. So the difference you see is like the point is being outside the curve, and here the point is like when I create the point, the curves are being is being created on the points. I'll just show you again. So one point is being clicked. You can see the when I click the second point, the curve here is being moved from this point. When I click the third point, the curve has been moved from the point. So it's like um, it's like a curve which is being drawn in a polygon or something. So it goes, you can see it's been inside the inside the control point. Whereas here, when I click the point, when I click the second point also, the curve passes through the control point, not it doesn't go anywhere. So it depends on the situation where which one you want. So this is one of the curve. Okay. I just delete this, and the next one is circle. So you might ask, bro, what's up with this point? So I just teach you one by one. So I'm just teaching you the basics 2D. And the next one is circle. So it's asking for the center of the circle. I just give this as the center of the circle. And now it's asking for the radius. Though instead of radius, you can change it to diameter. So maybe I can give the value by typing, or else I just click the second point by just clicking on the screen. So the circle is being created. So when I go into this, there is a lot of options. So vertical, as I said, there will be always an option called vertical in all the commands, major commands like 2D and 3D basic commands. You always have this. So you can see the circle is like given. So this is a great option, like when you click on the vertical, it will be drawn in the Z axis with the reference to the Z axis. That's a great command, great option, which always like these are the commands which always makes Rhino a little bit apart from other softwares. They gives proper command options for 3D basics. Next is ellipse. Okay, so it's asking for the ellipse center and the first axis. So this is the second axis. So these are the things. So it also has the vertical option. So you can see. So these are the options. Just try to explore the rectangle and polygon by yourself, but in your like just try it, because in the future video while doing modeling, I'll teach you the other commands. Okay. So I'm just trying to teach in this. I'm just trying to say the 2D interface of the Rhino. So I'm just deleting this. Now let's go into the 3D. So as I said before, 2D and 3D, if you want to convert it 2D, like if you want to select this and if you want to convert it, you can extrude it. So as I said before, if it's an open curve, you don't extrude you don't use the extrude option in a solid. Like it will be like it won't be a solid. Okay. So when I select this is closed. So in this you can see the solid option. If I give no, if it's closed curve also, by default it will be no. Okay, so if it's a closed curve also but it doesn't give you, it gives you a poly like open extrusion. This doesn't come under closed extrusion. So when I select this and give solid S, you can see it comes under closed extrusion. Here like if like here we don't have the value, and I mean name called solid. We used to call if all the sides are being closed, then it's called as closed exclusion. If I just delete one thing, and here uh, you can see I just deleted one part, but here then there's like here you can see it doesn't been called as open extrusion. Then it changes to poly surface. So poly surface comes under trim. So whereas the same thing if I do by this, so here you can see the extrusion. So the extrusion is a proper terminology where we didn't do any editing. We just created a wireframe to a surface by that way. But when it comes to poly surface is a surface which we edited after creating the 3D. So there's two difference, okay? So I just repeat it again. So when you doesn't change any thing, you just change everything in the wireframe and you just extrude it, and you don't change anything in the surface, then it comes under open extrusion. But after you've done the extrusion and if you edited or if you deleted any surface, then it comes under poly surface, okay? So I just need to show you another thing when it comes to surface. So I just create a surface, and here maybe uh, so I'm just deleting this. So when I select this, you can see one open surface is being created. This is also one open surface is being selected, okay? As I said, we can do extrusion in the gumball. I'm just selecting the surface and just clicking the ball. So you can see one closed poly surface has been created. When I select this, you can see one. So this surface is said to be trimmed. This surface is said to be untrimmed surface. Okay, and this surface is said to be trimmed surface. So because in this surface I just created using the proper command. Here I just use the same surface, but I just trimmed. I just manually edited certain things. I just trimmed it. So what is the major difference? In Rhino, it doesn't affect you that much, but when you go into the Grasshopper, you just always remember this terminology called trimmed and untrimmed. So trimmed is a surface which we are creating directly from the Rhino command, but untrimmed is like you create a surface and you just do some correction, and that's said to be untrimmed. So here both comes under the same category like open surface, but in Grasshopper it has a different category. That's why I just need to show you what is a trim and untrimmed surface, so that at that time you don't get confused. Okay, so here as I said that when you create a 3D, it is open and closed. You have these two options. So that's a major thing. And like so the 3D, you can create a 3D by from the wireframe, that is from 2D to 3D, or else you can create a direct 3D from here. There's like a lot of 3D options. So it has a 6 surface, and there are some optional case where you create a 3D. So here the 3D is being created just using one surface. So these are like special case. So here like here it has a multi-surface, but this is like just a single surface. So these are the two types of 3Ds, like single surface and multi-surface. That is comes under special case. And closed extrusion, open extrusion. I think so you got it. Maybe if you don't understand, no worries. Like when we started to do the model, the examples which I show, which I try to do it, you will get a clear understanding in that. Okay. So for now, in this video we just try to recollect what we saw in this video. What we saw, like we just saw the bottom options and we saw the gumball option. So what a gumball can do: a gumball can scale, a gumball can rotate, and a gumball can extrude. And next what we did is like what we saw is like the point and lines. So in lines we saw the curve, the name called curve. So if it's a straight line or if it's a curve line, anything, if it's a 2D wireframe, then it's called to be curve. And in curve, we have two options, that is open and close. So if it's open, like when you do an extrusion, it won't be a solid. When it's closed, it will be a solid. And in surface, we just saw trimmed and untrimmed. And in solid, we just saw open extrusion, closed extrusion, and polysurface. So these are the topics which we saw in this video. So if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. So thank you for watching the video. As I said before, every Friday on the timing of 5 to 7, we will post a video on Rhino Grasshopper, which comes under Parametric software series. I hope it helps for you, and if it doesn't help, yeah. And if you think this video will be helpful for your friends or like your colleagues, please share to them so that they also learn something. And if you have anything, just let me know in the comment section. Tata, bye bye, have a nice day. See you on the next video on the Friday. Bye.